Hi Virgo, welcome to your weekly reading for March 31st through April 6th. I'm going to be taking a look at the person on your mind, how you both feel about each other, the connection between the two of you, and the outcome. This is general. It may not resonate for everyone. If it does, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel as it helps me to pick up on your energy for all future reads. Now, at the end of your reading, I will be pulling an oracle message for you from the Priestess of Light oracle deck to give us some more insight, guidance, and clarification on your situation. Before we get started, just want to let everyone know who thought that I disappeared, which I kind of did, for the week. I had a personal matter to take care of, and I just really needed to take some time off. For most of you that know, I do my channel stuff and I love it and it's my passion, but I also have a job. So I have both, and I never take a moment for myself, and I really needed it. And I just felt I could not do readings until I gave myself that recharge that I needed. So I'm back. I missed my YouTube family. I'm happy to be here. I know that you Virgos understand, and I'm ready to jump into your reading and see what's going on in your life. So let's go ahead and take a look at how you feel about the person on your mind first. Show me how Virgo feels about this person on their mind. Oh. All right. Ace of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Page of Wands, but we also have the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck right here. You're very attracted to them. You feel this instant attraction, very passionate about them, but you're juggling back and forth of if you should continue just having fun or what this means. You don't want to get your heart broken. You also don't want to break this person's heart. There's something about a bit of disappointment in not knowing where you two stand. So you're having fun, but you definitely feel like it's a constant, I don't want to say battle, but juggling to find time for one another and go out and have more fun or get together. And you don't want to be somebody's like booty call, we'll just say, which I understand. So let's go ahead and see how this person feels about you. Wow, they're really stuck in their mind here. They're just thinking all the negative things that could go wrong. So the Eight of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. They get really stuck and trapped by their thoughts of doubt here, their insecurities, but that the Six of Wands in reverse, the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Five of Swords in reverse. They feel like they have to give you extra attention here, but not wanting to. They can't commit to you, and they feel that telling you or giving you false hope here is just not the way to go about it. Their mind really gets the best of them. This is more about the way they're thinking than it is the way they're feeling, if that makes sense. So, they can't feel anything or enjoy the moment because all that's on their mind is everything that could go wrong here, okay? And either they are a player, they feel like you're going to play them, but they just go back and forth. They're like, I can't commit to this. I can't, it's a lot of being trapped in their thoughts of doubt here. So let's get the connection between Virgo and this person. There's a lot of analyzing, a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of procrastination and just analyzing things, this cold shoulder energy. When everything happens so fast between the two of you, it's like when you're together, you have a great time. Everything happens so fast, but there's been a lot of thought of, I really need to rethink things, and procrastinating to open up and say how they feel and vice versa. So you're both in a different stage of, you don't want to be hurt, nor do you want to hurt them or be any part of someone's, fun time only. And they just have so much doubt of being able to commit, feeling like they can never commit. And that if they continue to give attention to this situation between the two of you, it's only going to end up in hurt and disappointment here and losing everything. So let's go ahead and start clarifying. For them, I'm going to say where they get stuck in their mind, it has something to do with some kind of trauma that has happened to them in their past here. It has nothing to do with you, but it's just the way that they have dealt with their trauma or haven't dealt with their trauma of their past here. And so it catches up to them and it repeats in patterns in relationships, whether it's friendships, family situations, or romantic situations. Let's go ahead and clarify that Ace of Wands. Yeah. See, you feel this and you would know that. You're very drawn to this person and very passionate about them, and you really like being with them and you're invested in them, but you feel that that fire is dying out because they put too many boundaries between the two of you. You feel that they don't have that same passion about you that you have about them. So the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and then the Emperor. And at the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords. And so you're trying not to let your heart get involved. I'm not putting my heart in this situation, locking your feelings away, and just, it comes off like a numbness in this, like, I'm just going to enjoy what's happening between us without getting feelings involved and getting hurt. But that's where you start juggling here with that Two of Pentacles, of going back and forth and weighing pros and cons. Should I continue to do this and just have fun because it's fun? Or am I going to ultimately resent this person in the end? And, being in this situation, it's a constant sway of which way to go. So let's go ahead and clarify that Two of Pentacles. Yeah, absolutely. That juggling that you're doing here is because you are putting as much as you're trying to keep your emotions out of the situation and your heart out of the situation, your heart is telling you you have feelings for this person. It's like you feel the emotions of love towards this person. And you want things to be equal. You feel like you're both very different in a lot of ways, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't want to move on from this person. It's like you really are hoping that things change with the Star at the bottom of the deck because, this person is exactly what you wished for. But we have the King of Cups, the Temperance card, and then the Six of Swords in reverse. And, your past situation that you've gone through, because it feels like you've gone through something similar to this before, where someone really held back their feelings or put their walls up, because a lot of people do, and that's triggering you. So you're bringing feelings and emotion into this, but you're kind of like riding the wave here. But when it comes to like, I really care about this person, I'm going to try and be patient, or I'm just going to move on. You don't want to move on. You want to keep going back to, I have feelings for this person. I really hope that it changes. I don't know, what I did. You didn't do anything. This isn't something you did. This is something that this person overthinks. So let's go ahead and clarify that Page of Wands. Yeah, you start feeling like all that's there is when this person calls you and wants to hang out, it's just a short-lived moment. So you feel like this person only makes time for you when it's convenient for them, which is making you feel hurt. And you're listening to your intuition, that you're like really connecting deeply with your intuition and your inner voice, which is telling you you can't trust this person. And so you start giving them the cold shoulder. And not only just the cold shoulder, I feel like you call them out on it as well. The Nine of Wands, High Priestess, and the Seven of Swords, because you don't want to be somebody's, convenience. You want to be somebody's forever. And even though you were having fun at first, it's like you didn't expect things to go in the direction of falling in love with this person and really wanting things to work out with them. But then when it did, you needed to know, and I see you even asking questions like, I need to know what's going on, because it has been on your mind that you want to have a serious conversation with them, and they keep putting it off. So let's go ahead and clarify that Six of Wands in reverse. This person is really trapped in their thoughts. Like their mind spirals out of control with some things that have not healed for them. And it makes relationships so challenging that it creates more drama than it creates understanding. So that Six of Wands in reverse is clarified by the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords in reverse, and that Four of Swords in reverse, as well as the Five of Wands that came out. And at the bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles. They put on this mask that they have everything together. The King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, they act like, I'm so well put together. I'm focused on my stability in life, my finances, and making sure that I'm secure. But underneath it all, they have a lot of insecurities when it comes to relationships. And so they feel like they can't give to this, or they're like pulling back from giving you attention here. Even though they want to, their mind goes to a place of feeling that they're going to get hurt. They're not over something that has affected them for some time. They have some trauma there. These are unhealed situations here. And it's created a lot of mental instability for them to feel like, a lot of mental challenges, to feel like relationships are going to work out for them. And it really affects them. But they try and make it seem like they have everything together, because if they told you this, it would make them feel vulnerable, and they would feel weak, and they would feel hopeless and defenseless. They wouldn't feel like a person to them. They would feel like a child or something of that nature, where they feel very dependent upon somebody else's view of them, which they do in their mind, but they're not going to say it out loud. So let's go ahead and clarify the Knight of Wands in reverse. What they want here, it's troubling. They're giving this a lot of reflection. So they've never really stayed long enough to commit in a relationship. Either they've been the one to run and can't be consistent to stay in a relationship, but they are in love with you, which is crazy. It just comes off so different. They're usually the one to run away from commitment. They can't even make things work for themselves. But underneath that Knight of Wands in reverse is the King of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Ace, and the Four of Wands, sorry. The Hermit came out additionally, okay, as well as the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. They know that you deserve somebody who's going to be there for you and give you time and attention and listen to you and make you feel special, and support you. And they've been giving a lot of self-reflection to the fact that they are non-committal. They want to actually be successful in love and have a beautiful relationship here. But because of maybe their work life or the way that they view things and they overanalyze things, it's still affecting them. But they're trying hard to look within themselves and look at all the things that they might not have not wanted to reflect on for some time, especially staying in a relationship and feeling like the relationships don't work out, so they run from them. With you, they want to stay, but they're really scared to stay. I hope that makes sense. They're just really troubled by their thoughts here of a serious relationship. Let's go ahead and clarify that Five of Swords in reverse. It's beautiful what they're wanting to do here. With that Five of Swords in reverse, rather than putting you in a situation of feeling like all they did was play mind games, they feel like they self-sabotage things a lot and that they have a lot of things to heal in their life in order for them to feel good about themselves. And they are trying to practice healing these things in their life that need healing, especially since it's situations and trauma that they didn't want to look at. They're trying to find that healing so they can love themselves enough to feel confident and independent without needing someone to love them to feel love. They're trying to find that love within themselves. And the Hangman at the bottom of the deck, they're just needing some time right now to go through that self-reflection, and they need a break from this situation, what they consider to be like a relationship. They need a moment away from it, and it's making you feel that this person doesn't care. It's just they've got a lot of unhealed trauma that they've never dealt with. They just keep, putting it in the back of their mind and moving forward. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to move forward. And it has eventually caught up with them. And it caught up with them at the time that they wanted to pursue something more with you. You made them feel something different. And they want to be open. They want to chase after love. They want to feel that love. They want to enjoy the little moments, the big moments, and celebrate with you and be with you. But they can't give you something that they don't feel within themselves right now. So let's go ahead and get the outcome between Virgo and this person. I see you not willing to give them another chance at this time, feeling like they just treat you like an option, and right now is not the right time for this, which they accept as their karma, and that you're, turning your back towards the situation and moving on. They get it. They absolutely get it. So the King of Swords in reverse, the Judgment card in reverse, Seven of Cups in reverse, okay? So, very cold energy here of, I don't want to hear it from them. They shouldn't have, wanted to be with me. They didn't know it was going to turn into something more. And I'm not trying to advocate for this person. I'm just saying what's coming out in the energies. They didn't know that they were going to fall in love or feel this way that they felt. And it doesn't mean that you have to stay. It's just, I do see you like, no, I don't want to give this another chance here. This person has had one too many chances to fix this. I'm not going to be another option to them. And then they leave because you've gone through this before. And that's understandable here. And not only that, they see this as with that World card in reverse. Maybe it's not the right time, and this is karma for them not healing their trauma in their past. And so while you are moving on, they are going to focus on progressing to make things better in their life as well, which is just fine. You know, you got to do what you got to do for yourself as well, Virgo. And you shouldn't have to second guess or question a situation or relationship or somebody's intentions for you. And I get it. I believe that they get it as well. And they feel like they're already going to mess things up before it gets started. But at least they're recognizing that they need a change. So let's go ahead and get an oracle message for you. What do you want Virgo to know about the reading? So building your world, creation, expansion, and networking. That's exactly what you're doing here as you move forward. So build the world that you want, create, expand, and network. And wings of light, becoming something new. Ooh, I love that. Look how fast you're moving. And as you're moving so fast, you can see that you're painting this picture behind you. It's like there's water and a sunset and it's beautiful. So, you know, you are moving so fast that you're creating beautiful things along the way. So this is what I have for you, Virgo. If it resonates with your situation, go ahead and hit that like button. I will see you in your next reading coming up. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.